Mini-tubbing a first-gen Camaro is no small project, and in the last video, we saw that firsthand.
Hey-o! Made a big hole in my Camaro.
But we made some big progress. We got the full interior out of the car, got the complete rear suspension taken out, exhaust, fuel system, and with a lot of measuring, marking, cutting, grinding, and pulling, we got both rear tubs out.
Jeez. Piece of cake.
And even managed to get the new Detroit Speed mini tubs fit in. We're gonna waste no time getting to work in this video. First thing we need to do is remove those tubs that I just fit in and get ready to fabricate and test fit the frame closeouts. It's gonna be more grinding, cutting, and welding. Let's get to work. We're back on the 1969 Camaro, the huge job of putting mini tubs in this thing. Next step, of course, was the frame closeouts. I've started on this side, spent a bunch of time, grinding, test fitting, more grinding, more cutting, getting this frame closeout piece in. Had to add a little piece down there. It's a little bit ugly right now, especially because I forgot to grind back all of the Raptor liner, so it keeps kind of catching on fire, but we'll grind it all down smooth. This will look nice and clean once we're all done, but it's all tacked in, so that's done. Already started on the passenger side piece right here, so you can see how we're gonna have to cut, grind, etc., and we'll get that all welded in. Then we can move on to this piece, just like the trunk floor closeout. Is gonna go like that. Beautiful. But we need to grind all this down 1/8 of an inch so that it sits flush in here, because it needs to sit flush in order for the wheel tub to fit correctly. But we're gonna have to put a bunch of holes in here so we can plug weld along here for strength, just like the factory did. So that's it. It's a cold, rainy Sunday. Good day to be in the garage doing a little bit of metal work. I might wait till a little bit nicer weather to try and do the final welding, just because it gets a little bit smoky in here. I like to get some airflow outside if possible, but that's okay because there's plenty of hours of cutting and grinding and getting those things test fit. So let's get to work. figures, right when you're about to do a big welding project, completely out of gas. Guess we're going to the welding store in the morning. That's not going anywhere. Still a little bit of Hugger Orange left. Test fit looking good. Let's weld her up. Well guys, spring is finally here in New England, but unfortunately that means one thing around here: melting snow, which equals mud. That means when I'm getting in and out of my truck, I'm likely tracking some of that in. Thankfully, I've got the heavy-duty workhorse of floor mats out there, 3W, in my 2018 F350. Let's go take a look. Here we got the 3W floor mats protecting my carpet. We've got road salt, we've got sand, we've got mud, we've got everything that a New England winter is going to throw at your vehicle. Pop this out, boom, carpet's protected. There's all the stuff. Quick shake. Now all we gotta do is give this a quick rinse with the hose, maybe a wipe with a microfiber if you wanna go that far. It's gonna look good as new. These 3W mats use a premium Thorex TPE material, 100% waterproof, meaning whatever you're gonna throw at them, whether it's mud, snow, sand, doesn't matter, it's gonna rinse right off, wipe them off, and they're gonna look brand new. And most importantly, your carpet underneath is gonna stay looking brand new as well. Each one of these mats is custom crafted through a 3D vehicle body scanning procedure, meaning it's going to fit your vehicle with laser precision. And specifically for you Ford truck guys, F-150, 250, and 350, the newest version of the 3W mats includes a metal pedal design. This is going to enhance durability and significantly improve your anti-slip performance. So if you guys are looking for the best looking and best performing floor mats on the market, no matter what your vehicle, check out 3W. The link is going to be down in the description. All that being said, let's get back to the video. I think it might be time to retire this mechanic's glove set. Not much left of them. As I've mentioned in the first video many times, and probably will continuing, there's a reason I put this project off for like 4 years. What an incredible amount of work, incredible mess. Garage looks like a bomb went off. My wife came in here earlier and just with wide eyes goes, There's a lot going on in here. And I popped up from, the depths of the wheel well and just go, yep, she's not wrong. Anyways, I've actually got the driver's tub in here, but got the frame closeout panels fabricated, ground down, tacked in, and fully welded. Had to drill a bunch of pilot holes using the template that I made to weld to the trunk floor and frame and all that, and then ground it all smooth. Little bit of finish grinding left to do just for aesthetics, I guess. And then this is basically ready for primer, and then that will all get covered in Raptor liner. This is 100% gonna look factory, and look at all that room for wheels. Shoo! Here's a look on the passenger side. Just again, a little bit of finish grinding just for aesthetics to finish this off, but butter smooth. Like it came that way from the factory. So ton of work done in this project. Still a lot of work left to do, but we are damn close to getting these tubs in. Basically just need to mock them up, mark where the floor runs into the tub, and then we're gonna make a bunch of holes for plug welds, which I might be able to use a new tool that I just got, which will hopefully make that a little bit easier. But still got some more final grinding to do on the arch to make sure that's nice and smooth. Going to need to make my own flaps over here that kind of tuck over the front and rear, since someone has been in here before and probably replaced the outer wheel tub. I might either rob some steel from the old wheel tubs or just see what I got in the scrap pile here. I'm sure I can find something, but hopefully with any luck, we will get these tubs welded in, which will be a huge step and one step closer to being done with this mini tub project. And then we can get to the fun stuff like QA1 suspension over there in the corner. I'm done for tonight, but I'm gonna keep plugging away tomorrow. Well, good morning. It's another brand new day out there, Saturday morning. Made some progress last night. Many hours of work later, we have finally got one tub welded in. Plus, if you guys remember, I didn't have the factory flap that goes from the outer wheel tub to the inner wheel tub, so I grabbed a piece of stainless, made my own little flap, then did 3 plug welds after I bent it over. A little bit of work with the grinder. We'll get all this cleaned up. Same thing at the back here. Boom, she's welded in. Inside too, all the way around. It's fun laying in the trunk welding, but we got her done. Fitment is really good, except for back here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to stretch that, so I think what I'm gonna do, I saw one other person online that had to do this. This thing's gotta do the extra work, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe I didn't make this radius perfectly, but I think I'm just gonna slice this right here, push that back, and then I'll basically make a pie-shaped piece to fill that in. So unfortunately, a little bit of extra work, but we want the fitment to be right. Other than that, this thing tucked right up, sucked right in. Fitment is really good all the way around. So now we just got to do the passenger side. Came in here last night, did some grinding, some fit up, did a little bit of welding right here where we had some holes and stuff from previous repair jobs and whatnot. So we'll grind all that down. But the fitment on this side is looking so far, knock on wood, really good. You guys saw I went in and marked out on the driver's side tub where the floor is so that we would know where to put our plug weld holes, which I originally ordered this thing, which is a pneumatic punch, which works pretty well. And I think it drills or punches these little holes here. This was like 30 bucks on eBay, so I thought it would be good to have for this project as opposed to manually drilling all these holes, which is a ton of work. But there's 2 problems. The first one is you can only go in like whatever that is, like 1/4 of an inch or whatever. So there's that. And then the hole is also not that big. So then I went on Amazon or whatever, found this manual punch kit, which uses, you know, science and angles and whatnot to multiply leverage and force and allows you to hand punch holes that are much bigger and much farther away from the edge if you wanted to. So I used this on the last one and it worked really well. So let's keep going. Let's make some progress today. Let's see if we can get both tubs fully welded in and then just keep going on this project. Man, what a project it is, but I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's keep going. Well, I can't believe I'm finally saying this, but the mini tubs are in. I wish I was keeping track of hours, how many hours I have into this thus far, but I feel like I gotta have like 35 to 40 hours into this thing already. Still a little ways to go, but this is a big step. Both tubs fully in, fully welded, welds ground down. Got my little tabs on there, folded over, smoothed out. Man, does it look good. Inside, same thing. Give you an appreciation for how big that tub is from the back there. Boom. Gonna be able to fit those big meat Larry Hoovers. Same thing, driver's side, all smoothed out. Here you can see the same little patch that I had to do as I did on the passenger side. Can't really get the grinder in here because it's a really tight radius, so this looks ugly right now, but we'll hit this with some seam sealer, smooth that out. Then all of this is getting primed and then Raptor lined or undercoated, so this is all gonna look smooth, factory fresh when we're done. Just bear with me. So unfortunately we aren't quite done with the welder yet. We now need to reattach these trunk hinge supports, which need to be modified according to the directions so they can correctly fit the new tubs, but I think that's pretty easy. Then of course these package trays need to be put back up, re-welded in here, which also should be pretty easy since everything's already pre-drilled, but we'll see. Then, as I mentioned, we need to protect all of this bare metal. All of these seams up here are gonna get seam sealed, all of this, more importantly, everything under here. So every seam right here, everything all under here, back up under here, everything under here. Basically, as the name implies, anywhere there's a seam or anywhere any weather or water or anything could get in, we're gonna seal that up so it's completely weather tight. But before we do that, we need to prime this. So I went to the paint store this morning, got some epoxy primer, which is designed for bare metal, to adhere to bare metal. Then we're gonna seam seal over that, and then over all of it, we're gonna do the Raptor liner. But still need to do a bunch of prep, like cleaning and scuffing. As much as I don't really want to, I think I need to put the package trays back in and weld those up before I do the painting, because I was hoping it would be easier to get my gun in there without the package trays, but all that stuff needs to be painted too. So I think I'm gonna get 100% completed with all the welding, including the package trays and trunk reinforcements. And then we can get to paint prep, and there is a lot of cleanup to do. So we're still a little ways away. I can't tell you guys how many times I have swept up this garage, all of the metal, dust and shavings and all that. And today is no exception. This is a messy, messy project. Looking forward to being done. We're almost there, kind of. Let's keep going. Also, check this out. Might not be at fault after all for that modification I had to do to the back. It's right in the instructions right there. I may need to modify the shape. There you go. Jeez, watch out. You know things are getting serious when the primer comes out. This is the epoxy primer I picked up at the auto parts store yesterday. So this is designed for adhering to bare metal. A little bit of a change of plans, but let me bring you up to speed. First of all, got the trunk hinge supports modified, cut, and then welded back in and then ground down. Really not too bad, just some, bending, little relief cuts here and there. Got all 3 pads to contact, welded that up, and then had to cut out the support brace that I had in there. So that's done on both sides. Got the tubs scuffed inside and out with 180 grit and then wax and grease removed. So they should be ready for paint. Did a C+ job of trying to mask off important areas, not only for welding protection when we weld in the package trays, but also overspray. There's a quarter window glass in there. We don't want to get overspray on, but these are all scuffed, degreased, vacuumed, ready for primer in here. And the change of plans is kind of obvious right here. The package trays are not in yet. And the reason I did that is because I think it's going to be a nightmare trying to get all this stuff in primer. I just want to do a really good job getting at least 1 coat of primer on these hard to reach areas, make sure that the bare metal is protected. Once that's done, we can weld in the package trays, hit it with another coat of primer, including the welds that we've done up here. And then we don't have to worry as much about did we get every square inch of behind the package trays, because we know we already did it. And then once that's done and cured, we can move on to the Raptor liner. But I gotta wait 15 minutes for this stuff, this 2-part stuff to catalyze, which we are coming up on right now. Then I can spray in the hard to get areas back here. And then with whatever we have left, we'll start getting another coat down here and all that. So time to spray. 44 degrees out. Perfect painting weather. Maybe it'll be dry next year. One coat down. Let's give it 20 or 30 minutes. It was about this time that I realized I had forgotten to make the seat bracket closeouts, which were going to have to be welded to the tubs that I just put a fresh coat of epoxy on. I also realized that I was once again almost out of welding gas. Well, the plan was to cross this mini tub project off the list today, and I think that if we're gonna do it right, that's not gonna happen today. A couple things have gone against me. I forgot about those rear seat closeout panels, so I'm now gonna need to grind off some of that fresh primer, fabricate those, weld those in real quick, and then do the package trays. And because I'm trying to keep all this wiring together, I think we'll put the wiring back there, put the package trays in, and then we will do a final coat of primer, and we'll just kind of pick around the wiring as we go, which should be fun, I guess. But that's really why I wanted to do this first coat, is to know that we've got great coverage, especially in the hard to reach areas, which I've double checked that we have now. So all this bare metal is going to be protected. But once we get the final coat of primer on, we then need to let it cure, do seam sealer, let that cure, and then we need to do the Raptor liner. So, and I think I'm out of welding gas, or almost out of welding gas, because I was running way too much pressure with the new bottle. Probably should have checked that. Each bottle is $94 now. Can you believe that? That tiny bottle of gas was $94, and I just blew through it in half this project, but my bad. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. We are so close to being done with this mini tub project, and then we can get to the really fun stuff, which is bolting in that QA1 9-inch, that Detroit Speed 9-inch third member, and getting some big fat tires on this thing. Plus I got a bunch of stuff for the interior. We're going to be doing sound deadening, really doing all the things that I've wanted to do this car for years, now that the hard work of the mini tub is almost out of the way. So thank you guys for watching. I really hope you are enjoying the Camaro content. Thank you for sticking with me on what seems like a not changing car. But if you guys are watching the videos, you know that right about here, these wheel tubs have been a ton of work. But anyways, hopefully finish it up in the next video. Remember, beanies, sweatshirts, merch, all that stuff is on the website. Be sure to leave a comment down below. I love reading your guys' comments, and it helps the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you in the next one. All right, what can I do now? Maybe clean up this absolute disaster. Or maybe crack a beer. Let's start with that.